Hello, my friends. Maricela Messner. I am excited to share with you today just a very small nugget, but one that is just so important to me. And that is the power of knowledge, the power of information. And I just got off a call with someone who had heard my story. I spoke at an event last in 2 weeks ago, and I think I may have shared that here, the excitement that I had. And that person heard my story and was able to share it with their mom, and then they knew someone who was fighting some type of cancer diagnosis, and so they gave me the information. They asked if I would call, and I shared with them just my story and my testimony in terms of my healing. And as I got off the phone, and as I had shared, probably the most important thing for me as I dealt with something like that was the power of information. And for me specifically, it was reaching out to someone who was a very genuine person. As I was dealing with the diagnosis, they shared some resources with me. And I took the time to open my mind to really say, you know what? There could be another way rather than the traditional way that the doctors were wanting to work through my diagnosis. And for me, it wasn't the chemo, it wasn't the radiation, it was to be able to heal holistically and to be able to understand that there was ways that my body could ultimately heal from that disease. And that's what came to mind as I was speaking to this other person. It's just, you know what, take the time to research and to evaluate other pieces of information, especially from doctors that aren't necessarily being paid by the pharmaceutical companies to pump drugs and toxic chemicals into people's bodies, but to look at other natural and traditional resources that have been used for many, many years. In my case, it was supplements, it was a clean diet. It was a lot of it was emotional healing, things that we don't like to talk about. We don't like to talk about going to therapy, or in my case, I even started a recovery program because there was so much hurt and so many things that I had to deal with when I was a kid that spilled into my, adult life, and that I had emotional blockages from that. I wish I could think of a better word, but there was a lot of hurt, a lot of pain that I was dealing with. And the more I researched, the more I understood why does cancer manifest in your body, the more I realized that there were things that I had within my control to heal. And, normally I'm this bubbly, outgoing person, but today's subject just really sat with me because there's so much that we can do to begin to live a healthier life. And what does that mean? You know what? Let's make better choices. How we deal with, when people upset us or when certain circumstances come into our lives, how are we reacting to that? Are we holding on to those emotions? Are we feeling bitterness, anger? Are we upset at the outcome? And to really think through, there's things that I can't control. And when things don't go our way, did we do the absolute best that we could in that circumstance without necessarily taking it so personal? And that's hard to do, but it is a skill, and it is something that we can develop to really embrace who we were created to be. And so that's what I want to leave you with today. The understanding of, researching, knowing that there's knowledge out there. There's so many different resources. As you can see behind me, I have a huge library. I have two of those. I have one up here in this office and one in my office downstairs. And I have so many resources that I constantly go to, and I look and search for information to help me, because I know that there's different ways to do things, and there's not always the one way that someone may indicate. And then the last piece that I leave you with is just, how is your emotional health? Are you at a place where you're emotionally intelligent enough not to take things so personal? Because all of that affects you. And you may not want to go through therapy. You may not want to go through a psychiatrist or anything like that. But could you begin to do some things personally, one-on-one, where you journal and you talk about things that maybe have been kind of lingering in your mind about the past that you need to put to rest? Could you look at your future differently, and could you embrace what the future has in store for you and begin to dream, begin to really think through what it is that lights you up? What are the things that make you excited? And so those are the things that I want to leave you with. I challenge you. If there's anything out there you need to work through, seek someone out as a mentor, as a coach, someone out there that's willing to help you to move along in this journey of life, to help you improve your life. Because trust me, you're not meant to do this alone. And that's my goal as a coach, is to really encourage you, to give you different alternatives in terms of how to approach life, and to ultimately live your best life. All right, if I can serve you, I'm here, Maricela at MessnerLeadership.com. I'm here to serve you, support you up on social and different networks. So please reach out to me. Be blessed.